Hello, children. Welcome to LearningPad 3D. Did you know that one fearful person or one terrible war in history transformed a powerful and fearless emperor into a messenger of peace? Any guesses? Yes, it was the famous Kalinga War. More than 2000 years ago, the mighty Emperor Ashoka ruled one of the largest empires in India. Brave, ambitious, and determined, Ashoka wanted to expand his kingdom further. Before we step into the lesson, I want everybody to carefully listen to this.
Chandragupta Maurya unified most of northern India with his empire stretching from present-day Afghanistan and Pakistan to the Ganga plains and central India, while large parts of eastern and southern India lay outside his control. Under Ashoka, the Mauryan Empire reached its greatest size from Afghanistan to Bengal and from the Himalayas to the Deccan, leaving only a few far southern kingdoms independent.
Okay, children, before we step into this topic, I have a title for this. Let us just assume the title as The Rise of Mauryan Dynasty. The rise of Mauryan dynasty and the life of Emperor Ashoka. So, here the Mauryan dynasty was one of the greatest empires in ancient Indian history. It was founded by, let me write his name for you, Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya. I think now you understood why it is named as Mauryan dynasty. And around 322 BCE, before Common Era, with the guidance of his wise teacher and the strategist Chanakya, who is also known as Kautilya. Children, Chandragupta united most of the, here, just look into the screen, you can see Indian map here. Chandragupta united most of the India from the first time in the history. His empire stretched present-day Afghanistan, here you can see, Afghanistan and Pakistan to the fertile plains of Ganga. Afghanistan, Pakistan, here, Afghanistan, Pakistan to the fertile plains of Ganga. He established a strong administration, disciplined army, and efficient governance system, laying the foundation for one of the India's most powerful dynasties. We have one more name here. Let me write it for you. He is Bindusara. Bimbisara is different and Bindusara is different. I want everybody to know the difference here. Okay. Chandragupta Maurya's son. He is the son of Chandragupta Maurya. So the Bindusara expanded the empire further into the central and south India. These areas mostly. But the Mauryan Empire reached its greatest glory under Bindusara's son. He is our hero, Emperor Ashoka. He is the hero of our chapter today, Ashoka. Bindusara expanded the empire further into the central and south India. Okay. Here you can see different parts. So there are some capital cities. Other cities are also there. Edicts of Ashoka, Buddhist sites are there. So these are very much going to help in your exams for your mapping skills. I want everybody to note down. We have Ujjain, Sanchi. We have Ujjain, Sanchi, Suvarnagiri here. Okay, here. Taxila. Presently now it is known as Takshashila. Mathura, Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya is the place where Gautama Buddha got his enlightenment. Bodh Gaya, Pataliputra, Barbara Caves, Barabar Caves or Tosali. Okay. So we have different places here. I want everybody to note it down carefully. Now let us just learn about Ashoka.
Ashoka led a military campaign against Kalinga, present day Odisha. Although he won, he was devastated by loss of life. Disturbed by the immense loss of life and widespread suffering it caused, he gave up warfare and chose, as far as possible, to follow a policy of peace and non violence inspired by the teachings of Gautama Buddha.
So, children, Ashoka, from a fierce warrior to a compassionate ruler. Ashoka, often remembered as Ashoka the Great, was not always a peaceful king. In his early life, Ashoka was known for his bravery, intelligence, and strict nature. Historical accounts describe him as a strong, sometimes ruthless prince who fought many battles to secure the throne. His ambition led him to conquer, let me write it for you, conquer the place called Kalinga. Kalinga. Presently, today it is in Odisha. The Kalinga War became the turning point not only of his life but of world history. Yes, children, even I too agree with this statement that world history is being changed by the war of Kalinga. The perspective was changed. The war that changed a king's heart. The battle was victorious for Ashoka, but the cost was unbearable. Here, let me show you. The cost was unbearable. Thousands of soldiers died. Families were destroyed. You can see how it is looking. Villages burned. People cried in pain and loss. When Ashoka walked across the battlefield after the war, let me show it for you. When he was just walking through the battlefield after the war, he saw not enemies but human suffering. History records that more than 1 lakh people died and many more were injured or displaced. At that moment, Emperor realized what is the value of victory if it brings only sorrow. This deep emotional shock transformed him completely. Ashoka gave up his aggressive warfare forever. He was inspired by the teachings of Gautama Buddha. He chose the path of Dharma, righteousness, compassion, and non-violence. You can see here. Gautama Buddha Gautama Buddha, who is also known as Siddhartha. So, our Ashoka has given up his warfare and he got inspired by the teachings of Buddha. Instead of conquering lands, he decided to conquer the hearts of people. He began ruling as a father to his people rather than a conqueror. Under Ashoka, hospitals were built. Hospitals were built for humans and animals. I want everybody to note this very beautiful point. He has built hospitals not only for humans, for also animals. So you can understand the compassion, right? Roads, rest houses, wells are being constructed. Wells, roads for travelers, okay? Rest houses to stay, okay? Rest houses were also constructed. Trees were planted along the highways. So he started planting trees on the highways. When there is a road on the both either sides of the road, he started planting trees. Religious tolerance was encouraged and officials called Dhamma Mahammatas or Dharma Mahammatas. We can call them as Dhamma. Buddha's Dhamma Mahammatas. So these people go place to place and they spread the teachings of Buddha. They were appointed to take care of people's welfare also. He spread moral teaching through inscriptions carved on the rocks, pillars, and we call them as Ashokan edicts. Please note down Ashokan edicts. The famous Ashoka Chakra. Yeah. The famous Ashoka Chakra in our national flag. Ashoka Chakra in our national flag. Just it's a rough sketch, children. Please don't go. I'm very bad in drawing. Okay, so the famous Ashoka Chakra was now seen at the center of India's national flag, represents the law, movement, and righteousness inspired by Ashoka's ideas and his ideology. I want to say some interesting facts to you. Ashoka ruled one of the largest empires in Indian history, from Afghanistan to Bengal, from Himalayas to the Deccan Plateau. He sent Buddhist missions to Sri Lanka, Central Asia, Southeast Asia, helping Buddhism become a world religion. His daughter Sangamitra and his son Mahinda spread Buddhism in Sri Lanka. He called himself as Devanam Priya, Priyadarshi, beloved of the gods. Ashoka's pillars still stand today as symbols of justice and governance. Children, Ashoka's greatness does not lie in winning wars, but in realizing the pain caused by the war. He proved that true power lies not in the destruction, but in the compassion. So, from a fearless warrior, he became a messenger of peace, transforming an empire through kindness and moral leadership. That is why history remembers him not merely as a king, but as Ashoka, the great, the ruler who conquered himself.